Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Bilco. This is their part number RPRS3455P. This is a left-hand hold-open arm. This is the 16 5/8 version. This would be for a door that's a bit deeper than standard. The 14 1/4, the RPRS3445P, that'd be the standard one you sell all the time. This is a bigger version of it, certainly for a deeper unit so that you can achieve a greater degree of opening even though you've got a wider unit, a deeper unit. So this is a left-hand hold-open bracket. What that means is you're going to have your slide track that is mounted to the lid. You're going to have your hold-open bracket, which is here. You're going to have your bolts. You'll need a total of 5. I forget the name of this hex cap screw when it integrates that washer. I'm going to look it up someday. 2 for the mounting point on the side wall of your bracket. The other 3 for the track that goes on the lid of your unit. Okay. You will get the red vinyl handle as well. That's going to obviously slide over this unit here. This is a replacement piece of equipment that is used on roof hatches. We do not have a list of all the roof hatches that this is compatible with, and that's because the manufacturer doesn't publish that list, and I suppose I can understand why that might be the case that they wouldn't. They probably don't see it as being really necessary because selling parts is something that they don't really end up, I think, realizing is as big of a possible market as it actually is. We sell a lot of parts for Bilco roof hatches, and it's because, you know, I'd like to think, who doesn't want to continue to get useful service out of the significant investment in a roof hatch? Imagine not being able to get a lifting mechanism for the unit, and then you are literally in a position where you are operating in an unsafe scenario. Okay, we're going to leave that mystery alone. It's not so much replacing the roof hatch, it's getting a new one installed. I would think that the labor rate for a roofer for a day is a huge number and would likely make the replacement roof hatch look insignificant in terms of cost. So here we are with a video on the RPRS3455P. Now, since we don't know what unit this is used on for sure, we can tell you what we do know. And what we do know are the dimensional properties of the unit. So the 16 5/8, I find that sort of dimension for the length of the standard arm like this, which by the way is made of steel and a zinc dichromate finish. They're also going to have these available in stainless as well if you're doing a non-ferrous based material like an aluminum lid, or if you're doing an application like maybe a sidewalk door where you need to have a non-ferrous material happening. So they can do this in a non-ferrous based material as well as stainless. That'd be a different part number. I think a 5/7 for a left and a 5/8 for the right hand. Speaking of the hand, it's determined as when you are standing on the roof looking at the lid open in front of you. The left is on the left, the right is on the right. This is literally going to be the left side. So when you are, if you imagine your perspective as you're viewing this video, this is on literally the left side. This will be bolted to the sidewall, okay, and it's going to ride inside of the track to lock it up, lock it in place. The 16 5/8, or the shorter version, the 14 1/4, is literally measured from the center line of the mounting point to the center line of the arm. Okay, that's the important dimension. Overall height of the arm about 1 inch. Okay, the mounting points, the overall length of the mounting pad itself is about 3 1/4, with a width at about 1 inch, and we can judge where those mounting points are about 1/2 inch, then down to about 2 and maybe 13/16. Now the track itself will mount to the lid, to the underside of the lid. That overall length is about 13 3/4, with a width at about 1 1/8. It's going to have a total depth or projection off the underside of the lid right at about 1.15" or 2 inch. We know that this is a left hand because this handle goes to the left when we look at it. And this track, when the hold open tab is towards the ground, it's also on the left side. That's how we'll know how these are made up. Okay, now location of the holes for the track is measured from the end without the hold open tab. We're about 1 5/8" to the center line of the first hole, about 6 13/16 to the second, and about 12 1/8 to the last hole. And then again, you'll get those 5 hex cap screws, which I believe to be 5/16. Okay. Now, you might be in a position where you're not exactly sure if this is going to work. The purpose of the video is to give visual and dimensional evidence of the item. If for some reason that still doesn't work, meaning your roof hatch doesn't have a hold open bracket and you're not sure if this is the right one, it possibly isn't, because the 14 1/4 is the one that we find that we sell more often. But if you have an unusually deep unit, if it's not 30 by 30, what you'll want to do is forward us photographs of the unit, of everything you can. What you're really looking for is information on the side wall of the unit. The label, decal from the manufacturer with the name Bilco, some other information on it, but most importantly, the serial number. If you are able to achieve the serial number, we are absolutely able to contact the factory and ask for the bill of material of what went into that lid, that roof hatch construction, and then we can determine exactly what part number you'll need so that you can get, or you can continue to obtain useful service life out of the unit that otherwise is perfect. Roof doesn't leak, roof hatch works, just doesn't have a hold open bracket and makes for an unsafe condition. So photographs will always help. Serial number is a guarantee of being able to determine that. In absence of that, photographs will certainly help because we can send those to the factory. We can then also request that the factory tell us what they think would work and give us the depth and the width of the unit as well, because very occasionally, once the factory knows that, they will be able to tell definitively, absolutely, in that size, we know that we used, a 24-inch heavy-duty bracket. You need the track, you need the arm, you need the bolts, you need the red handle. So their willingness is something we rely on and continue to rely on, and we thank them for that. Because I think what Bilco would like to do is just sell roof hatches. I think parts are possibly a nuisance of what they do. However, who doesn't want to continue to get useful service and make a $200 repair versus a $2,000 repair? And I think they understand that. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Bilco products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Bilco? This is their part number RPRS3455P, left hand, 16 5/8 hold open bracket, arm track with hardware, or any other Bilco product. Please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.